bee does it, like the bee does it.
All right, here it is, my 1 week weigh-in. Are you ready for this? Wow. 193.4. Better than I expected. I love it. Over 5 pounds in the first week. So there you have it. 1 weekend. Today I weighed in 193.4. I started at 199.2, I believe. So a little over 5 pounds, almost 6 pounds, and I'm excited for that. Now we'll see how I fluctuate this week. I don't want to get too excited and say, you know what, I'm going to be losing a pound a day. I didn't do that this week. I'm not going to lose that. I know it slows down. So just setting expectations properly. But I'm excited. I'm excited for 5 pounds or over 5 pounds in 1 week. And I'm feeling good. Like I'm feeling the transition to lower carbs. There was one day, Thursday, that I was just conked out. Like I was able to work, but my brain was jumping around. And if you know me, you know I do that anyway. So it was like, it was crazy. It was a crazy, crazy day. I will tell you that. And I was super tired, but thankfully I was still able to get a lot of work done on Manage B and just live my life. So just a quick recap. I want to do a little bit longer overview video and kind of go into the details of what I'm doing on this weight loss challenge. So my first week, I wanted to do moderate carb. And I have experience in the past with keto and carnivore, and I've seen great results in that, and I've done tons of research. And I'll tell you one thing about me, I am a huge believer in natural whole foods. I believe that if you're eating natural whole foods, as long as you don't have an allergy to something, that you need to find what works for you, what works for your body, what makes you feel good, what makes you energetic, what makes you be able to not deal with brain fog and inflammation, and which brain fog actually comes from inflammation, I'm learning. Inflammation of the brain. That sounds crazy, right? So find what works for you. And that's one thing I'm excited about this past year. The last 6 months in 2024, I really tried to focus on a whole foods diet. And I wasn't like eliminating everything. I mean, that eliminates a lot, just to be honest. You go to the store and you're like 99%, probably a little less than that, but most things, and they say the center aisles, like they're all processed. And I did still have some processed foods. I mentioned this before, like there was this brand called Siete, there's like cassava flour. I would say that's minimally processed. I'm learning that I'd really like tapioca flour. I'm learning that's like a heavier processed item. But like I've had it and I feel good on it. Like I probably gained weight on it, but eating tapioca flour. But that's just something I'm learning. And I'm learning, like the last 6 months, we've really set a baseline for eliminating ultra processed foods. Seed oils are a part of that because they're ultra processed. You think about the high pressure and the high heat, and most of it's washed with this chemical called hexane, or a product called hexane. It's like a petroleum product, and they want you to believe that it's completely, they're able to separate one liquid from the other. Like, really? Yeah. And it's crazy. They use hexane because during the manufacturing process, it is a manufacturing process of these oils, the oil goes bad. It's rancid. And they have to wash it out. So they wash the smell out. So you get the product, it's already rancid. Anyways, not to get on a tangent of seed oils in particular, I really want to focus on the whole foods. So this past week, I committed to high protein, because your body needs protein, and moderate carbs. So I was doing things, I would have occasional rice. I tried to stick to half a cup a day. One or 2 days, I think I had a cup. Rice is so good. And then I would also put maple syrup in my coffee, just my afternoon coffee. I have no carbs. I live my life now to where I typically don't eat breakfast, and I do no carbs until later in the day because I have seen a difference. But there's something different about maple syrup for me, and it may be the same for honey. For a lot of people, is like it's a pure energy, and I don't overdo it. Like, in a double shot latte, I do have an espresso machine. So a double shot latte, I'll put 1 teaspoon. I think that's 9 grams of sugar. If I'm using half and half, it's a couple more grams of sugar that goes with that. I do like, I'm a big fan of heavy cream, but the cost of the heavy cream is pretty high when you consider buying heavy cream that doesn't have any gums or additives or preservatives. And I typically try to get grass-fed, but at Costco you can get a half a gallon of the Horizon Organic half and half for $6.99, and that is a really good deal. So that's what we're using, and it tastes good. It tastes great, and less carbs. More higher fat content and less carbs. Fat is not your enemy. Healthy fat is not your enemy. So we do grass-fed butter, again, from Costco because the cost savings are insane. And that's something we add in our diet. So yesterday, I see I was yesterday I was 195 even, which was the exact same as the prior day. So day 6 and day 7, I weighed in the same. So yesterday, I'm going to eat lean protein because I typically stick to red meat because I feel I get the most nutrients. It's the most nutrient dense meat. Anything from a ruminant animal, cow, sheep, animals like that. And I'm a big fan of bison, and I really like yak as well. But we don't get that too much. Again, that's really expensive stuff. And I typically try to get all grass-fed. We can get into more of that later, but let me know if you got any questions because I'm limited to how much time. I'm not trying to turn this into a 45-minute episode, but I just wanted to give some more context about what I'm doing. So the last couple of days has been lower carb. Yesterday was really low carb. I ate about 1 meal. I think I ate 1 meal, and it was just chicken, and I fried it in tallow. I got some all-purpose seasonings that I make. Actually gave out a bunch of that to Christmas. I'm super excited. I love this all-purpose seasoning. It can really go on anything like meat, rice. Brother-in-law sent me a message. He's like, hey, have you tried this on popcorn? This was before I started the low carb. And I was like, I have not. And so I popped some popcorn, sprinkled that all-purpose seasoning on there, and it was really good. So anyways, again, I'm getting on tangents because, as you know, my mind goes all over the place. So anyways, it was just chicken yesterday, big bowl of chicken. I probably had a pound and a half or more. I try to get the most carbs possible. I've done some carnivore research, and they say you need, a certain amount, and I think my number is around 120 grams of carbs a day. I'm just not there. I can't eat that much. And when you do low carb and you do carnivore, you aren't very hungry. Like, you're very satiated. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm not saying that this week I will try to stick to same low carb because I want to keep the same momentum, stay in ketosis, and just have losing weight. Let's talk exercise. I'm not exercising right now. And there's a couple reasons for that. Over the holidays, I definitely got out of the habit of just walking every day. I've never been an extreme workout person. I'd like to try it sometime. But the other reason is when you are transitioning to a low carb diet, especially an extreme low carb diet, you don't want to exercise because it is a lot, and you will burn a lot of energy that your body needs to adjust. And so I picture maybe another week or so, I will start my daily walking, exercising, maybe using my rowing machine again, or if I can get outside and walk. That's my favorite thing, is just get outside and walk. That's a whole lot better than, in my opinion, than walking on a treadmill. But we did set like a productivity hack. We did put a monitor on the wall in a little exercise area in our basement, and I'll get on there and walk or jog, but I'll have that on playing like, educational videos or something on YouTube, or cast podcasts to there, so that my mind's going, because that's the most boring thing, is just walking or running on a treadmill. So that's it for what I've been doing. And the tip of the day for your life and your business is to commit. Commit, commit, commit. When you have ideas and you're getting this creative nature inside of you to do something, you've got to commit to it. It comes with risk. It hopefully will come with rewards. It will come with lessons that you will learn and grow every single day, but you have to commit. It's the same in your personal life, whatever it is. When people talk to me about, marriage, and if I had any advice, what would I give? And that advice is commit. You have to commit to your partner. And when you're in a relationship, you have expectations that come and go. Whether your expectations are right or wrong, whether you're right or wrong, you have to have something that you're anchored to get you through ups and downs. And that's commitment. And people say, "Oh, I fell out of love," or anything like this. I don't believe in that mumbo jumbo, because you choose to love someone, and that's the commitment. And you're going to get through everything. And I know there's outlying circumstances and things like that. Like, I'm not trying to give marriage advice, but I do want to say that you need to commit. And it's the same in business. Like, when you start a business, you have all these feelings and excitement, and you're just ready for the wins. And then you quickly realize that, oh my gosh, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. I've got to learn this. Oh, I didn't know that. I need to do this. I need to build this. And if you're not committed, you're just going to give up. And some of you are like, "Ooh, man, I've been there a time or two." And so I just wanted to encourage you guys, find what you want to do. Start with the why. Start with why you're doing it, and say, "You know what? This is something I am choosing to commit to." And make that commitment and just keep moving and see what changes in your life. Thanks, guys.